See if some people hop on here, and I mean, I could just go in my car too.
Okay, I can switch upstairs or your car. I have somebody coming. I don't want you to leave.
Okay.
So we have somebody coming in a half hour, for probably 20 minutes or a half hour. So, want to go upstairs or go to the car?
I'll go in my car.
Okay, just come on back in whenever.
All right. Thanks a lot,
Sure,
Dave.
Tommy, don't leave now.
Oh, it's raining out.
All right.
Hey guys, we got Natasha. I see ya. How you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. And we got Ryan. All right. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. So I'm running this from the car today. I'm at my accountant's office, so we're getting all kind of stuff done today.
Nice.
Yes. Well, guys, I wanted to just make sure that we got to spend some time together, before you guys start your new career, and go over a couple maybe pointers, some advice that that was given to me when I started, and it really helped me. So figure why not share that with you today as well. And if you guys have any questions or something, feel free to stop and ask me, before we hop off here this morning. We'll spend probably, maybe 20 minutes or so, maybe a half hour. Today I'm not going to obviously, take too much of your time this Friday. So right now, I believe both of you guys are in your licensing process, right?
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
I am.
Well, great job on that. Great job on getting onto the course. And just, some advice on getting through this course. And what was kind of told to me was just a couple different things as far as it doesn't take, some things you can do don't require a lot of skill to do. They're just like tips that can help you along the way. We're going to have to study and, pass the test, obviously, which if you ask me, that was probably like, I don't like to study and take tests. I don't know about you guys. Okay, so I wasn't super excited about that. So what I did, since I don't like doing, it's like, for me, it's painful to study and take tests,
Yeah.
So the other day, I actually had, my son had a little cut on his back, and we had a Band-Aid on it. And when I went, I just ripped the Band-Aid right off.
Right. Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, you did that too fast." I said, "If I did it too slow, it would be hurting you for a lot longer."
Yeah.
So it's like, the whole process, the idea behind that is just get through it as quick as possible. So for me, that's what I treated this licensing process, that portion of my life, when I was studying and taking the test,
Yeah.
I treated it as kind of ripping a Band-Aid off, and I just wanted to get it done as quick as possible.
Mhm.
So that's the best advice I can give you is to get on the course and get off the course as fast as you can. And then a few years went by. I've been in the career now, a few years went by, and they did studies, and they found that people that go onto the study course, and the longer that they take to get through the course, typically the lower of the test scores people would score on the test. They say the faster that you get through the course and the faster you go take your test, the chances of passing them go up a lot more than the people that kind of take a little bit longer. Now, there is obviously outliers. There's probably people who fly through the course and fail the test miserably. And there's probably people that take their time and they study diligently. They might have took a little bit longer, but they end up acing the test, right? But for the most part, statistically, you want to get through it as quick as possible. The course and the test itself has no bearing on how well you're going to do in the business. So I wouldn't put too much weight on how well you're understanding the insurance laws, or how well you know annuities, If you score an 82 on this test, a 70 or a 99, it has no bearing on how well you do in this career. This is just a format just to get your license so you can get on to the next step. I tell you, probably about 80 to 90% of the stuff on this test, probably never even really going to use in the business. And just to encourage you at all, okay, and I'll just, this is me being honest with you, okay. I studied and took this test when I was 21 years old, all the way back in 2005, and I passed the test with a 70%, the lowest score you can possibly score on the test.
Yeah.
But you want to know what? It don't matter, because as long as you pass, you pass.
Mm-hmm.
And just to encourage you guys, that I did pretty well in my career. So just to let you know, that test don't have nothing to do on how well you're going to do in your career. Okay. So tips on the test is you have to, there's a practice exam at the end. So that exam at the end is pretty much a mock of what you're going to see in real life. So if you really take that practice exam a few times, and if you pass that practice exam with an 80% 2 times, the chances of passing your real test, the state exam, with the 70 is very high.
Are you
So
talking about the final exams, the practice final exams?
Yeah, there's practice exams at the end of each module, at the end of each chapter. But when you get through the whole course, all I think it's 12 chapters, there's a final exam, and it's the mock of a real one.
Okay. I think mine is 7 chapters.
Oh, 7 chapters then.
Yeah, 12 would be a lot. The first 2 chapters, I think, are the longest also. I'd knock those easy.
For sure.
Yeah. Natasha, how many chapters is yours?
7 or 8.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So when I took it, it was 12, just so you know. All right.
Yeah. That's a lot.
So now after you take that final exam, pass that's a huge indicator you're ready to take your test. One extra thing you can do to prepare is to study the glossary or the vocabulary words, like the word and the definition. If they have like a glossary where you can study those words and definitions and terminology, because the test is going to be a multiple choice test that you're going to take. So, A, B, C, D. If we can eliminate D and B and know that's either A, it's going to obviously increase our chances of getting these answers right and passing this test, just by eliminating some of the ones that we know for sure are not the right answer. And I remember that I just knew what certain words meant. And when they gave me A, B, C, D, I could eliminate C because I knew C and I knew the definition of what that was. And I knew it had nothing to do with the question that they were even asking.
Right. Yeah.
So that helped me. They also say if you can schedule a time to take your test, you want to take it earlier in the day, like typically first thing in the morning before your brain gets all filled up with a bunch of other stuff while it's fresh in your head. I didn't drink coffee back in the day. I was right out of college and I never drank coffee. My dad said, before you go take this test, we're going to get you some caffeine. And I think he gave me like a caffeine pill, and I don't know if it helped me or not. Maybe it was a placebo effect going on, but I felt like I was smarter. So it just gets your brain thinking a little bit faster. So, that might help as well. Just, all that stuff. And then the night before, you really don't want to be cramming, the night before you want to kind of just clear your mind a little bit. So, if you can do all the studying and then plan it out to where you can kind of have a couple out like the night before, chill out a little bit and not be just so stressed and thinking about it, and go in the morning with a clean slate will be helpful. So all those things are, different things you can do that really don't require much skill or anything. So beyond that though, after you pass your test, what's next, guys? So what do we got to look forward to? Okay. After you pass your test, first of all, you're going to be licensed agent. So you'll never have to worry about taking that test ever again. You'll have your license for the rest of your life, which is pretty cool. You'll be able to get licenses in other states all across the entire country now that you have your license, because it's reciprocal. So there's a vocabulary word: reciprocity, reciprocal. So you're able to take that license, and since you passed your test here and you applied for your license in Ohio, they'll automatically just give you your Ohio license since you passed your license in your state. You don't have to go take another test in order to get that license. So that's really, really nice. But your license will take, let's say if you pass your test today, your test scores will show up and you have to send your test scores to the state. Once you send your test scores to the state, they process everything. They'll do a background check, and then they'll issue your license. Sometimes that can be anywhere from 7 to 14 days even, depends. So now you got to think, if you pass your test today, but you're not going to get your license in the mail for another week or two, what are we going to do while we're waiting for our license? And that's when we can start getting ready for training. So there's going to be a lot to learn. And where we want to start is we want to start with the basic script that we use to meet with the clients. So what we'll do is if you passed your test today, you applied for your license, now we're just waiting for our license to come in the mail. We'll actually get the script into your hands, and you could start studying and practicing your script and getting ready for training class. Once your license comes in and you know your script, we can start training. And in training class, though it'll be 2 weeks of just training, preparing, and getting you ready to be able to meet with clients. And each day will be kind of adding and growing and learning more and more. You'll be with the manager and your trainer the whole entire time. Basically, they'll be holding your hand every step of the way, making sure you have everything that you need to be successful. Typically, after you study your script and then you go into training for 2 weeks, most of the time, people are ready to just go start meeting their own clients. You'll notice that it's really a simple process. It's a simple sales process, a simple business process. And some people take 2 weeks, some people take 3, some people take 4 weeks to really get it all down. But we're not here to just say 2 weeks of training and you're out. If 2 weeks go by, you're not ready, we're going to keep training with you for a 3rd week, for a 4th week, until you're ready. We can't afford to have someone that's not trained meeting with all of our members. That's how we get complaints, So regardless though, 2, 3, 4 weeks, once you are trained, now it's going to be your time to set your appointments, meet with the clients, and go over all the benefits, just like you've been doing with your manager. Just now you don't need a manager sitting there with you. Okay. So the goal is whenever you go through training and now you're meeting with clients on your own, your goal is to knock out 100 presentations on your own as quick as you possibly can, really. If you're working really hard, you're setting a lot of appointments, and you're meeting with a lot of people a week, you're going to get your 100 presentations done a lot faster than someone that might be not working as hard, working slower, not meeting with as many people. For instance, let's say that I met with 20 people a week and you met with 10 people a week. Well, it would take me 5 weeks to do 100 presentations. It would take you 10 weeks to do 100 presentations. Regardless, we both knocked out our 100, and now we can kind of put that feather in our hat and know that we hit our 100 presentations, and we can move on to sort of the next milestone. So there's going to be 4 milestones I'll go over with you real quick, give you something that, like your 4 like milestones you want to hit on. So the first milestone is to become an agent. And that means that you went through training and you no longer are a trainee. You are now a real agent. Like Pinocchio becomes a real boy. You're like, and now you're a real agent. It's like you get your wings and now you're a butterfly. Before you were in the cocoon getting ready, when you're a trainee, and then you become an agent, and now you're able to go meet with clients on your own. That's the first milestone, is to get through that training and get out on your own. Number 1. Number 2 milestone is to hit 100 presentations. So once you hit 100 presentations, that is when you're going to actually feel 100% comfortable and confident. I'm going to tell you now, up until you give 100 presentations, this is not going to feel right. It's going to feel uncomfortable, and you're not going to be as confident as you want to be because you haven't done it enough. So there's a saying, they say that when you do 1 presentation, you're about 1% comfortable and you're 99% uncomfortable. And then when you do 5 presentations, well, you're 5% confident, but you're still 95% unconfident. And then the more presentations you do, you start pecking away at that. And just like you can think, once you give about 60 presentations, now you're 60% comfortable, confident, still about 40% uncomfortable, unconfident. It's going to take about 100 presentations before we feel that just 100%. Okay, now I know what I'm doing 100%. I'm confident and I'm comfortable in doing this. So they say you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable up front. Just know that it's going to be, and somebody told me that, and I had to really think about it, and it made sense to me. Because I was uncomfortable, and they said you better get comfortable with being uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable for you. So it made sense after a while. But once you hit your 100 presentations, that's your second milestone. Now, your third milestone is when you reach your first promotion. Now, we've had some people come in and within their first 2 to 3 months already just achieving their first promotion to a supervisor. And I've had some people, maybe it took them 6 months or even close to, I have someone who's been here for over a year. And she is our top producer. And it took her over a year, and she produced and crushed it and was number 1 for us. And then she decided, okay, now I want to do something bigger. I want to get into leadership. And she got into leadership most recently. So depends on the rate that you want to move and kind of your career goals and stuff like that. But you can get promoted into a supervisor within your first 3 months if that's your goal. You work hard, and I've seen some people do it in 6, 9, 12 months. But regardless, your third milestone is when you reach your first promotion. And then the fourth milestone is when you hit or when you receive your first residual income check. That's when you know you're doing something right. So it's going to take technically you can't get a renewal until the policy's been on the books for 1 year. So your first real residual income check will typically be in your 13th month. Ashley Miza, she's the girl that I was just talking about. She she worked her first year and a half and never even, she could have got promoted to a supervisor. She was crushing numbers. And she said, I don't want to be a supervisor. I just want to really focus on being a great agent and crushing it as an agent first. So she did that. Now she decided to step into leadership, but she's been here for about a year and a half. She's receiving over $2,800 a month just in her residual income after like not even 2 years of being in the business. All her bills are paid. She's a single girl, you know, she don't got tons of bills, and she, you know, she's very smart with her money too. So she's not out there living some exuberant lifestyle. Plus a year and a half ago, she was broke and unemployed. So, you know, but now she's at $2,800 a month. She's gets all of her bills paid for, right? For me, guys, it started out, what was that?
Plus whatever commissions she gets.
Oh yeah, I mean, she wrote 16,000 last week. So we make whatever you write, you're going to get paid over 130% of whatever you write. So like if she wrote 16,000 last week, technically she generated for herself I don't even know, probably like 20 some $1,000 in income. Now keep in mind, they pay us half of what we write up front that week. The remaining portion gets paid out over the remaining balance of the first year, and then after the policy's been on the books for 1 year. So that's 16,000 that she wrote. Next year on this time in this month, all them policies are going to be hitting renewals, and she's going to be getting paid 5% of that every single year. So if you take 5% of 16 grand, you know, that's I think it's $800. So she just generated for herself in 1 week $800 a year for the rest of her life.
A lot of money. It's a good amount of money right there.
Yeah. So if you think about, you know, over the next 20 years, she generated an additional $16,000 basically. Pretty cool. But up front, forget all the extra, all that's great, it's coming. But let's just say up front, you know, she made $8 grand for the week.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So like typically whatever you do in production for a week, you'll get paid half of that week, because we get paid every single week. But that's not the end of the story. As long as those clients are still on the books, then you will just keep getting paid every single month forever and ever and ever. Now, this is life insurance, not car insurance. With car insurance, if you do the research, the average person switches car insurance companies every 3 to 4 years, because there's always somebody who got a better deal.
Right.
With life insurance, people don't switch because it's based upon your age and when you qualify. So if I sign up when I'm 25 and it costs me $100 a month, well, I could pay that for 5 years. And if I cancel that, number one, I just lost all the money I put into it. And then number two, if I want to go to another company, I'm 5 years older. So in order to get the same amount of benefit, I'm going to have to pay a lot more money. So that's why when people lock in with their life insurance, as long as, you know, I sell it properly and I educate the client on it, they're going to realize like this is the best time to lock in now when I'm young and when I'm healthy. Because the only thing that happens with insurance when you get older is it just gets more expensive.
Yeah.
And also the only thing that happens with people's health, typically as they get older, it typically goes down. So when people wait till they get older to get the coverage, it costs them a lot. And sometimes they can't even get it, even if they could afford it, because they don't have the health, or if they had a doctor's visit where they got diagnosed with something and now they can't get insurance at all. So for us, we've got a very important job to make sure that we're educating our clients on this. And that's so important. That's a reason why we work hard. Because there's a client out there that if I don't call them today and I don't meet with them like today, they're going to wake up tomorrow and become uninsurable and they'll never be able to get it. Like, so that's why there's this sense of urgency that we can have in our business, because not everybody is promised tomorrow. There's people that went to work today. They're not guaranteed to even come home today. So that's why we got to get out to the families and the clients before anything ever happens, before it's too late. So, something that, made me think about the life insurance is people have a fire extinguisher in their house. Hopefully you guys got fire extinguishers in your house. If not, you better go get one today. All right. But you got to, and when you have kids, I went and bought like 6 extra ones just to make sure there was one on each floor, and the thing is, you can't wait until your house catches on fire to run out to the store and go get a fire extinguisher, right? Mm-hmm. By then it's too late. So you know what they say, it's better to have one and not need it than to need it and not have it. Right. And then a lot of people, the reason they do that is to protect their family and to protect their house and their assets. Same thing with like a gun. A lot of people we meet with are blue collar people. So most of our people we meet with have a gun. 2 reasons why people have a gun are for what?
It's like self-defense. And I would say a lot of people like to exercise their rights too.
Hunting.
Yeah.
Self-defense is the number 1 reason why people buy a gun. Number 2 is to go hunting. Right? So you know what they say about a gun? It's better to have it, not need it, than to need it and not have it, right? And why do people get a gun? To protect their family. Okay. But what are the chances of your house getting broken into? It's like 1 in 4,000 or something crazy. What are the chances of your house catching on fire? That's like 1 in 3,000. Right? What are the chances? And so you know what they say about life insurance, right? Life insurance, they say this. They say it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Now, if you get sick or if you pass away, we can't go get life insurance at that point, right? It's too late. It's too late. That's why you got to have it in place. Just like you get a gun, just like you get a fire extinguisher before something happens. That's what they say about the life insurance too. The thing is, though, is hopefully I'm never going to need my fire extinguisher. Hopefully I'm never going to need my gun. And the chances of them ever being needed is like 1 in thousands. But what I found for life insurance is, what do you think the chances of passing away are?
1 in 1.
It's guaranteed, right? So it's not a matter of if we're going to need this. This is actually something we're going to need and we're going to use, right? So, all that just kind of resonated with me when I was thinking about, my career and life insurance, because there's a lot of things that we can do with our lives, with our careers. And you can get into public service, or you could be a doctor. You can start your own, plumbing company. I'm at my accountant. You can be an accountant. He's, my accountant's office right here. Or you could get into sales. And I've been in sales since 18 years old, 16 years old. I've been in sales since I could drive, basically. I sold pizza on the corner, actually. How about that? Just to stand on the corner on Friday and Saturday night at this real busy area of Pittsburgh. And I used to say, pizza for $1 a slice, come get your pizza. And I had people coming over and I'd say, don't forget to tip the pizza man. And I have them give me tips. And that was how I made money when I was 16 years old. When all my friends on Friday and Saturday night were out, Friday and Saturday night that you could come see me on the corner. I was the pizza man, parking cars and selling pizza. I'd park your car. I did valet for $3 a car, and most people would give me 5 and let me keep the change, which was awesome, and then I'd sell pizza for $1 a slice. And every pizza I sold, I got $2 for pizza. There was 8 pieces in a pie. So if I sold 8 pieces of pizza, I made the company $8, and then they gave me $2 back for selling the pie. Plus I got tips. And that was my nights. But anyways, I've been in sales my whole life, and out of all the stuff that we can sell, there's so many things. We sell family protection. We help families protect the most important thing in the world to them, which is their family.
Yeah.
Right. People don't need a watch. I don't even wear watches anymore because it's too much. I lose them. I take them off. I don't even wear watches. I got anytime type of watch you think I could have on my wrist right now, I could put on there. I have a Breitling. Don't even wear it ever. It's too heavy. So, but the whole point is, like, I could sell watches. We could sell cars. You could sell all this stuff, and this is one of the most rewarding things. And this is something that people actually need. They're guaranteed they're going to actually use it one day. How many times have you bought stuff that you probably never even used before?
Oh, yeah.
So this is something you're guaranteed it's going to use. It's going to provide value to your family, and it's one of the only investments where we can set aside the least when we need it the least, but it's going to pay our family the most at a time when we need it the most. So our clients can set aside $17 a week right now when they're not going to miss it. $17 a week, right? So they set aside the least, a small amount, a hot pizza, $17. They set it aside for the week, right? And then when they need it the most, at a time when it's absolutely crucial, it's going to pay their family the most. Unfortunately, when something happens to our members, guys, to our clients, they call 2 people. They call 911, and they're probably going to call you. One of the worst days of your life. And it's nothing that I'm excited about, but it's something that I don't take. I take that as a privilege. I take it as an honor. And I don't take it lightly. So it's cool. We're going to be able to help some people out along the way, guys. And then when you get into management and leadership, you're able to make just a bigger impact and a bigger influence on so many lives. So it's pretty cool. And we could pretty much end on this, guys. They told me when I started with the company, this was maybe I was here for a year, and I remember a quote. They said that your paycheck is going to be determined upon how many people that you serve and how well you serve them. So if you can bring value and you can serve a lot of clients and serve them really well, your income is going to be reflective of that. You're going to get good income. And if you don't serve a lot of people and you give them really bad service, well, your income is going to probably reflect that one too. Okay. So, but we got a great system here, guys. So just, come in, be very coachable, be a sponge, just be very coachable, ask a lot of questions, and we'll be here to help you guys along the way. So, hey, if you can hop in any other meetings before you get licensed, meet with your managers, you want to reach out to me or any of the managers, the more that we stay in contact with you guys, the better. Feel free to follow us on the Instagram and the Facebook. If you can go on the Vina Agency on Facebook, and it's called the Real Vina Agency on Instagram. They for some reason they wouldn't let us do the other one, but if you want to hop on and start following us on stuff like that, and I'd love to stay in touch with you guys. So any questions or anything?
I have a question. Is there so the training days start June 7th and June 25th, right?
21st, I think.
21st. Okay, so probably realistically I'll end up getting into the 21st, right? Because do I have to get my license in the mail first, or can I get it? I was planning on shooting to get the one done or like get all my stuff done by the 7th, but if I need to get my license before I can start training, then
It could be close. It could be close, man. You know,
I'm
and
still gonna just keep working at it, and regardless of what happens. But
hey, you know, let's push, definitely. And worst case, if you have to start the 21st, that's just going to give you like 2 extra weeks to get ready, and that's like preseason. You got 2 extra preseason games, and for your career, I would rather, you know, like if you were my brother and when I could hurry up and squeeze you into class now, and you would kind of be pretty good prepared, or I can hold you back a week or 2 and make sure you're really, really prepared. You only get to start your career for the first time once, you know?
Right.
So
Yep.
we can start it out for, you know, and your career is a big, long 30, 40 years. What is a week
Right.
in the grand scheme of 40 years? If we can do it a little bit better right up front, I'm a proponent of that if we can, and if we could afford to do that, you know, rather get you started out right, man.
Yeah, I agree. That's yeah.
Cool. But yeah, stay in communication with us and let us know, and we'll definitely we'll have your back and help you get in here the right way.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Hey, great spending time with you guys today. Okay, have a great weekend. Have some fun this weekend, but don't have too much fun so you can get your studying done.
Yeah, I've been working pretty hard. I'm
Nice. It'll be worth it. It's all worth it for sure.
looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, have a great weekend. Nice meeting you guys too. Look forward to working with you.
You too. Have a good one.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.